What happened on the frozen slopes of the Ural Mountains in 1959? 9 experienced hikers set out on a winter trek. They never came home. Weeks later, their bodies were found scattered across the snow half-dressed, some with broken bones, some missing eyes, one without a tongue. Their tent was slashed open from the inside, and footprints led barefoot into the blizzard, while traces of radiation clung to their clothes. What drove them into the night? Was it an avalanche, a secret Soviet experiment, or something far more terrifying? This is the mystery of Dyatlov Pass. The northern Urals are brutal in winter. Wind howls through endless white valleys, and snow erases everything: sound, color, life. The Mansi people called one peak Kholat Syakhl, the mountain of the dead. It was an omen, but the 9 who came here didn't believe in omens. They believed in skill, in strength, in themselves. Their leader was Igor Dyatlov, 23 years old, smart and fearless. With him were 8 friends: Zineta Kolmogrova, spirited and strong; Rustem Slobodin, athlete and fighter; Yuri Doroshenko, bold one said to have fought a bear with a hammer; Ludmila Dubanina, tough, stubborn, sharp; Alexander Kolevatov, a quiet thinker; Yuri Krivonishenko, the joker with a mandolin; Nikolai Thibault, Brignol, steady as rock; and Semyon Zolotaryev, a 38-year-old war veteran with secrets in his eyes. 9 souls, 1 mountain. They left on January 23rd. Early days were cheerful. Photos show smiles, snowball fights, diary jokes, but the weather turned cruel. Snow deepened. Wind screamed. The sky darkened to iron. On February 1st, they camped high on a slope, exposed, vulnerable. Why there? Perhaps to stay on schedule, perhaps a fatal mistake. They pitched their tent as a storm raged outside. Inside, they wrote, laughed, and planned for tomorrow. Tomorrow never came. Something happened after midnight, something no one can explain. They did not use the door. They cut the tent open from inside, knives slashing canvas in panic. They fled barefoot into the storm. No coats, no boots, no light. The temperature was -30. The wind tore at their skin. And yet they walked calmly at first. Footprints in the snow tell us this single file, not running as if hypnotized by terror or by something unseen. Weeks later, rescuers found the tent half buried in snow, food untouched, boots lined neatly, journals, cameras, all abandoned in silence. Outside, footprints led nearly a mile to the forest, where, beneath a cedar tree, they found the first bodies: Doroshenko and Krivonishenko. Stripped to their underwear, skin blackened by frost and burns, a small fire nearby, branches broken high above, as if climbed in desperation. Their hands were torn, flesh shredded, nails broken, signs of a fight for life. 3 more bodies lay between the tree and the tent: Zina, Rustem, Dyatlov. They had died crawling back uphill, faces frozen in agony, mouths open in silent screams. The last 4 were missing for 2 months. When the snow melted, searchers found them in a ravine under 12 feet of snow, and the horror deepened. Their injuries were savage and strange. 2 had shattered ribs. Another's skull was split wide, yet their skin was unbroken. No bruises, no wounds to match the force that killed them. Doctors compared it to a car crash. One woman, Ludmila Dubanina, was missing her eyes, her lips, and her tongue. The mountain kept its silence, but the dead whispered through their wounds. Some clothes carried radiation far above normal. Hair had turned gray, skin stained orange. What could do this? Cameras offered eerie clues. Photos recovered from the snow showed laughter, then fear, and in the last frames, lights glowing orbs floating in the black sky, then darkness. The Soviet investigation closed quickly. Cause of death: an unknown compelling force. What force? No one said. Files were sealed. Questions buried deeper than the bodies. Theories spread like wildfire. Avalanche. No sign. The slope was too shallow, and footprints remained intact. Katabatic wind. Possible, but why? The tent. Infrasound panic? Maybe, though it never explained the injuries Military secrets? Many believe yes. Tests of parachute mines could crush bodies without breaking skin. Shockwaves in the night sky, and the glowing lights flares. Or something else the KGB was watching. Spies were whispered. No proof came. Others turned to the strange orbs of fire, unmarked tracks in the snow. The Mansi warned the mountain is cursed that those who enter never return. The hikers laughed once, but that night the storms swallowed their laughter and their lives. In 2019, Russia reopened the case. In 2020, they declared avalanche. Simple. Too simple, critics asked. Where was the debris? Why no signs at the tent? Why calm footprints? Why scattered bodies? Why radiation? Why eyes and a tongue gone? The Dyatlov Pass Incident remains a scar on the map of reason. 9 graves in white silence, 9 names carved in ice, and a question that will never die: what hunted them that night? Today, the pass bears Dyatlov's name. Visitors come, take photos, whisper theories, but when the wind rises, when it howls through the mountains like a voice torn from the earth, they stop laughing, because the mountain remembers, and the dead do not forgive. If you stand there at night under stars heavy as iron, you might see the 9 shadows moving slowly through the snow, barefoot, silent, their mouths open in screams you will never hear, and behind you, the dark something moves, something old as the mountain, something that waits and listens and loves the sound of fear. The Dyatlov Pass is empty now, but the snow remembers, the trees remember, and the wind remembers everything the world was never meant to know.